The Beyond the Ropes podcast is proud to support the Kai and Prince Foundation. Go to www.thekpf.com to donate or support the foundation on their mission of bringing people together to end violence. Founder, Dr. Mark Prince's best-selling book, The Prince of Peace, is available on Amazon and other major retailers.
My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat your children.
But it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hi, and welcome to Beyond the Ropes. This is me, Michael, joined today, Dwight Best, David White. Welcome, boys. Sean Mansfield is away, and it's a good place he's at. It's a good story.
Yeah.
It's definitely an off-air story, though, unfortunately.
100%.
But shout out to Sean wherever you are. Give a high five to Dippin, and some Matt for Mumba. If you ever see us at a show, come and ask us, and we will, I promise you, tell you.
Yeah.
But it would be way too offensive to be here.
That's just Sean all over, though, isn't it?
It's just Sean all over. Right. Before we get into the normal starting point of our purge, it occurred to me today that it's the 20th of August. It's been 30 days since Dylan White fought Oscar Rivas.
So that means it's what?
So we've had a month.
5 days.
Well, it's probably a minimum of 30 days since he failed a test.
Yeah.
So I was trying to look today and think, like, you know, if you're being productive with your life, how much stuff could you do in 30 days?
Yeah.
So I had a look, right? And it turns out you could buy 2 gerbils, let them get jiggy. One of them will get pregnant and go full term and have baby gerbils.
No way.
In this
30
amount
days?
of time. Yeah.
Wow.
You could watch the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe film catalogue back to back 15 times. That's 20 odd films.
You've probably done that about 12 times then.
Oh, yeah, in fairness. You could walk to Moscow.
Like Anthony Yarde.
Yeah. It would take you 528 hours according to Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have 200 hours to spare.
Nice.
You could have an entire Olympics.
Wow.
Yep.
Where they would all have been tested
Yep.
and
Yes.
failed and been
Yep.
tested again.
In Moscow.
Exactly.
And failed again
B samples.
plenty of times.
But more importantly, you could also have 15 drugs tests sent off and returned to you on a 48-hour turnaround, which I had a look and is quite feasible and quite possible.
Really?
I think this B sample got lost in the post or something.
I said on Twitter, I don't think that he's taken that clean piss yet.
Yeah, he's still waiting
They've
for that to go, innit?
He's had the clean the test and everything, and it's come back. They're dipping it.
Yeah.
Nah,
this one's not good enough yet.
Hold on.
Drink some more water.
Keep going, mate.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Why don't they just test water?
They might as well, wouldn't it? Might as well. Put a bit of orange juice in it.
Yeah.
There you go, mate.
There you go, lads.
This is our sample.
Yeah, the whole thing's an
It's
actual
coming back.
joke now.
Apple juice. Yeah, that's what we'll go with. Yeah, happy days. He's clean.
It turns out he's made of cider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's plenty of soda.
Yeah, we said it last week. We'll keep looking at it every week, but there is, again, no change. No one's speaking about it. No one's saying anything. It just doesn't happen.
Is he serving a ban in this period?
We will never know, will we?
Or are they just, we'll just backtrack it to when you should have, which was 5 days before.
Yeah, exactly.
And to get out of it, you'll have to fight Rivas again or some other idiot. I'll probably win. So you can stay 900 days and still not getting that title shot.
To get the number 2 spot now.
Yeah.
Well, the WBC have reinstated him into their rankings.
Well, there you go.
But I think it's because you can't suspend someone because a journalist said someone's done something.
True.
You need facts and, and figures, but it's just such a fiasco. But there's nothing more to even talk about it. I was looking on UCAD's website today, and you know when you get these websites they are dreadful. Like if you're trying to buy something online and you look at a website and you think this is shit, I'm never going to buy it.
Bogus, like some geezer just made it out on his iPhone. Yeah,
that's what it looks like. So when people say they're going to go out of business and that's why they're not really pursuing this, I believe it. Yeah. I believe that. This looks like it's a drag and drop website. It's not looking good for them. But it is that time. Like I said, there's nothing further to even talk about really now in terms of B samples. So without further ado, or is it adieu?
Yeah. Good
Sort
one.
of. Yeah.
Swerve.
Sean's in France right now. He could tell us.
He could if he wasn't busy.
If he wasn't in France.
What's that saying?
Okay.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The following is a broadcast announcement. Authorized by Team BTR. Boxing can be dirty and corrupt. We are here to cleanse it. This is the Purge.
Dwight, you're in.
Alright, boys. Riot shields up, yeah?
Oh.
Helmets on.
Oh.
AJ, fanboys.
Oh,
Purge these people. Alright. Obviously, we all know about what's being said and what's going on. AJ and Lennox Lewis beef.
Yeah.
Lennox the clown. Lennox just hating on AJ. I think some of these people are just proper jumping on Lennox Lewis because AJ's calling him a clown, basically, and then they're ripping Lennox Lewis to shreds, calling him a hater, all this stuff. Come on,
Blinkers.
come on. Look at what Lennox Lewis has done in the ring, and look at what AJ's done in the ring. I don't think Lennox Lewis has said anything that we've all said already, though. People been saying this.
What pundits have all said.
Yeah. Sky pundits have said exactly the same thing.
You know, I was going to say maybe with the exception of the Sky pundits, and maybe that's part of the problem.
No, but
when you only get your news from one source.
Exactly. Some Sky pundits have said the same thing, though. Some of them have, but I'm not even going to that. I'm just saying that people's got their blinkers on, really, and they're trying to say about Lennox is jealous of AJ. Well, what exactly is he jealous of? Of the fan base of AJ? Well, I'm not really funny thing. If you look at the eras and what Lennox has done in his era, look at the top heavyweights he fought, and if you compare that to Joshua, it doesn't come close. Joshua's only fought Klitschko, really.
Yeah.
And he lost to Ruiz. I'm sorry, Lennox Lewis's era, he's fought so many good fighters. He has a right to say what he has to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are just the blinkers are on, man.
My thing was, if that was someone talking about, if it was a different sport and you had someone like Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, chatting about someone like Neymar, do you think he'd have got hammered? Or do you think people would have just gone, well, yeah, he's got a point because he's done it, he's been there, he's won a World Cup, he's been the main striker for Brazil, he's been the poster boy. Yeah. Okay, fair enough, I'll deal with that. But because, like you say, because there's a big aura and thing about Joshua, yeah, I think that people are these I can't say fanboys as much, but the guys that are protective over Joshua are because he's their generational boxer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Lennox had already gone, so his time had been and gone. So only people that appreciate boxing know about, they know the name, but they don't appreciate what he's done in the boxing, in history of boxing. It's
to me, it's almost like I get it. If you like AJ and you don't and you didn't grow up with Lennox Lewis, but it's almost like to me it just seems like these people, some of these people, I'm not saying all of them, some of these people have only just started watching boxing, and I think that boxing started when AJ started fighting.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong though. I think a lot of people are like that. My only, it's not even a disagreement. My only kind of caveat to what you said is that obviously Lennox Lewis, it's like easier for us to reflect so favourably on him because his career is finished. So he had losses to people that he shouldn't have possibly, but he did avenge them.
He avenged them.
So I completely agree with you. I think AJ Fanboy is in the bin. Just get in the bin.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Just go and with your no socks, just get in there now. But I like what AJ said, with the exception of the clown part. But this is going to bite him in the arse if he doesn't win. Because then at that point, that's when we can look at what Lewis has said and go, right, well, he did lose to like Ruckman.
Yeah.
But then he came back and fucked him up.
Yeah.
And you know that Lennox Lewis lost that because I don't want to say complacency or anything like that. But
one punch,
took his
big
eye-
overhand
but that's
right.
it.
But in the build up to that though, he took his eye off the ball. Wasn't
That's
he?
it. He was obviously filming in
he turned
Vegas
up
and
late,
whatnot.
Yeah.
But again, like David just said, it was a one shot.
Yeah.
That can happen to anybody. If Joshua had been put over by one shot, I'd be sitting there now going, yeah, he'll do him in the
It was a
rematch. Yeah, he'll do him in the rematch.
But it wasn't one shot sent from the gods like AJ's been saying.
And Paul Altai sent us in that question. So if you don't follow Paul Altai, go and follow him on Twitter. How many punches are lucky punch from the gods? It's like I couldn't believe. You know when you hear these sentences coming out, and you just think, "What are you talking about?" I even responded to it. I don't often bite those ones because you know that someone's just fishing. But I was like, well, "Which punch was it?"
Yeah.
Because he hit you with a lot.
He hit you with a good flurry a few times.
And the only thing that made me kind of happy is that because I wasn't sure, I was really trying to see what he was talking about. I watched that clip quite a lot.
He gets shouted twice.
Yeah,
Like,
there was one point when he went after the first knockdown, he was on one knee and then he went to put his other foot down. But you know when you don't know where the floor is and you expect it to be there before,
and he just funned it down like
before it gets there. Yeah, but the whole lucky punch thing, that was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I'm with it. AJ fanboys, like you said, just in the bin. I've never considered myself to be a massive Lennox Lewis fanboy, but I almost felt personally offended to hear someone say you're a clown, and then to see
dickheads.
Oh, do you know what that was going to be?
Jump on it.
People, I was going to say that, but I was trying to be a bit more diplomatic. But
That's
to see people just jump on it and just be like, "Well, he's been digging him out for years," and I'm like,
Even if he had been digging him out for years,
do you know
he's got every right to, because he's been there, done that, had the lineal, had the heavyweight, like undisputed, like he beat everybody he fought. He's gone in with some beasts.
But the thing is though, all Lennox Lewis was basically saying was that Anthony Joshua is comfortable in England. He doesn't want to come over to America to fight Wilder or any of the American fighters in America. He doesn't want to fight Fury. It seems like he's ducking him. All right, maybe ducking him wasn't the correct term, but he's not willing. He's not looking for those fights. If you want to look at change it now, if you want to say it another way, he wasn't looking for those fights, and that's true. If that's what Joshua wants to do, there's nothing wrong with that. But he's just stating facts. He's just stating facts that Joshua wasn't looking for those fights. He didn't want those fights, and if he really wanted the Wilder fight, look at Tyson Fury. Boom, made that Wilder fight. It was made straight away. It was made when it wanted to be made. It was made.
Exactly.
So
they can say all they want about money and this and money and that. There's plenty of money to be made out of that first fight and possible rematch for whatever reasons. They will make serious money. So for them to turn around and say the money up front, all this and all that, no, I'm not having that. You either want to be heavyweight undisputed champion.
We don't.
Well, you don't want to do it. You don't want to fight over there. Fine. At least come out and say, do you know what? I hold all these belts at the time. I'm fighting over here.
If Joshua's team is more interested in making money, then that's fine. Just tell it how it is.
That's what I said. I've always said the same thing.
I haven't got a problem with that. I haven't got a problem with that. I haven't got a problem with you wanting to plot the route and take your time and all that other stuff. There's no problem with that whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I like AJ, yeah, but just some of the stuff he said recently has pissed me off because, like Michael said as well, I'm not I haven't been a massive Lennox Lewis. I'm not a fanboy of Lennox Lewis. I think he's the best British heavyweight that we've had. I personally think that because he's been there and done it. Until Joshua does the same or even comes close.
Yeah, he needs to be in with these top 4, top 5 fighters for him to even be mentioned. There's no point being a 22, 23 fighter with 21 knockouts and all this if, like you're saying, he hasn't fought anybody.
Yeah, and to turn around and say that Lennox Lewis, they're not cut from the same cloth, and to turn around and say that that Lennox Lewis, that basically Joshua's enjoying people coming up, the prospects coming up, and Lennox Lewis doesn't or whatever. There's been countless boxers that have said recently that I jumped on Twitter and said, look, Lennox Lewis has helped me. Andre Ward being one of them.
Go and say that to Lennox Lewis, who runs a boxing academy in Jamaica, trying to get a next generation of fighters. Don't tell me he doesn't appreciate the people that are coming up and the people he's trying to put them people there.
It's stupid. Yeah, I think that was what. Do you know what? A friend of mine, we had a little conversation about it, and he's obviously he's not much into boxing, but he sees what's on the news and everything. And he's like, what happened to this fella being all humble? And he goes, is it because he lost? Is he trying to show a bad side of himself to rack up interest in him? I was like, that's an interesting point from someone who doesn't really watch boxing and has always been on the peripherals of hearing a lot about humble, AJ, humble, AJ, you know, people's person, and then all of a sudden it's this last week he's been, how dare he say shit about Lennox Lewis? Why is he being this? Why is he saying this? Why is he saying that? He said, is it because he lost? Is it like literally? I've been a nice guy. Now it's time to show I can be a bad guy.
Well, we actually had that question come in. This is from at Mully. Go on, Dwight. How is it? At Mully the Mank, and it's AJ finally being himself.
Maybe. I genuinely, I thought that conversation. I was like, well, you can't be a humble chap for his past. I'm not really going to dig up all that shit about being in prison and being in trouble with the police and everything, but you're not a humble person.
Well,
you become humble.
People can change. People can change. You know?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, his past is his past.
That's it.
But I do think more of him is coming out. I do think that. I think he's had a little bit of criticism. He's lost. He's had a bit of criticism beforehand. He's lost, and then he's got a bit more criticism, and he's bit at it. Yeah. He hasn't liked it, and he decided to fight back a little bit, and which is fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I think it's because
not in the right way in my eyes.
Sort of
yeah,
because no one's really seen that sort of. If you'd have had him at every press conference in his previous fights, and he does say something that you think, ooh, bit of snap, bit of like venom, then the comments in the last week ain't nothing. They're just like, fuck it, you know, he's got that in his locker.
Yeah.
But because we haven't, like he said stuff about knocking people out. That's fine. That's just general boxer talk when you're face to face with a geezer. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy you, whatever. But because it's not like, I don't know, because it doesn't really like bite that much. It feels like it's a bit like, oh, he's just holding back. Come on, man.
But the thing is,
last week, obviously not.
The thing is what I've noticed as well is like people leaping to his defence. There's been very few people leaping to Joshua's defence, boxing wise.
Fans wise, yeah.
But
they don't count anymore.
They're gone. They don't exist.
So they don't exist anymore.
They've been purged.
They've been purged. But yeah, you're right. And then a lot of people come out for Lennox Lewis and have said certain things about him that sort of like, it's almost like they come out without in a two-way, not in a straightforward way of saying shut up, but in a roundabout way of saying shut up. You know, like you're chatting shit.
Like I said, I watched that thing through, and the reason I shared it on Twitter is because when people were arguing it, they were making it out like it had been taken out of context, he just said it. No, he said what he meant.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's fine if he believes that.
But this is my only issue is I like, and we've said this before, I want him to be how he is.
Yeah.
If you're a prick, be a prick. I'd welcome that.
respect you more.
But you need to have respect for the game as well, right?
Yeah.
And for me, like I said, I've never considered myself a fanboy of Lennox Lewis. I've always said I genuinely feel, and we'll talk about this later on anyway about heavyweights. For me, he's probably the greatest heavyweight there has been. I'll explain more about that later on because I know that throws up a lot of debate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you can't say, like, you can not like someone or you can feel a way about someone, but you can't show that level of disrespect. Not when you're at the point in your career still where you're still trying to earn your stripes. And I don't care what anybody says. He's been a world champion, fair enough. But if he doesn't beat Ruiz in the rematch,
he'll get hammered.
Listen, this will be one of those box rec ones when we start looking back and going, well, actually, how good was he?
Yeah.
We can say that now.
100%.
We could do that. But if he fights Ruiz and he sparks him out, and then he goes on to unify by fighting Wilder, and then you go, all right, it was a blip. The records will show it being as a blip.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't beat Ruiz, we then look at the whole thing and go, like David Price.
Yeah.
You know, like he was high flying, biggest prospects in the world. Lost twice to Tony Thompson, and suddenly it's David
Bum. Yeah, and you're right, 100%. Like people,
and I'm not saying they're the same, but that could be the same cloth that they're cut from.
Can you imagine? Like David Price had a following, but it was nowhere near the levels of Joshua. Like, he has a worldwide following. Can you imagine Ruiz beating him? Like, who does he fight next? Like, people, like the talk of him, he'll be like, yeah, well, I'll fight Dillian White now.
Dillian White,
really?
No, mate.
Really? You've lost twice to Ruiz, who, okay, you beat Parker. Okay, Parker beat Ruiz. Okay, but even then, that was contentious.
But this is what I mean. Like, we're talking about these guys here. If we throw Parker, if we throw Takam, Pulev, if we put these guys in the heavyweights around between 90 and 2000, 2002.
Yeah, they're getting murked.
They're not even fighting for world titles.
Exactly. They're not getting to that level.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
I know it's easy for us to look at it, obviously, because it's rose-tinted spectacles. You're looking into the past. It's hindsight. It's easy.
Yeah.
But you just look at the caliber of fighters that Lewis was in and amongst.
Yeah.
And it's a joke. The fact that you could be Ruiz, and this is no disrespect to him, completely out of everything. You're not even expecting to fight. You take a fight on 2 weeks' notice, and you beat. Like he's got a Hollywood story now. Like,
of course.
Win or lose, whatever. Go off and sell your story, man. This is a better version of the poor Rocky films we've just had.
Cinderella Man.
There we go. This is a Hollywood story, but AJ will be the bad guy in that film.
The pumped up, like,
that's it.
Yeah.
AJ will now be the bad guy in that film.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It is mad.
So I was talking to someone at the gym about in Joshua, and this guy he's banging into boxing. He's always talking to me about boxing, and he was saying to me, basically, do you not think that this doesn't prove, but this calls into question whether AJ really is on the juice after that Ruiz fight? He goes over to he fights in the UK the whole of his career basically, and he's knocking guys out. He's got the stamina. He's got the fitness. Whatever. He goes over to the States. He looks completely out of sorts, and he can barely get through the fight. It's like he was wondering. He's saying to himself, "Oh, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling like this?" You think because he wasn't on what he was supposed to.
Missed the dose. I'm not.
I don't want to speculate about that, but like it does like make you think to yourself.
It's one of those ones, right? Because he lost, there's so many questions around him now. If he'd have beaten Ruiz and just knocked him out, we wouldn't be talking about this, but you wouldn't be even questioning. Like, you wouldn't be thinking, oh, is he on the juice still? Like, is he on this or sorry, not still.
Ooh.
But is he on the juice, or just how good is he? Would be a loss. Put so many questions into it.
Do you know what it was though? It was like there's so many unanswered questions.
Yeah.
surrounding that whole fight, the whole build up, everything. Like, there's so many unanswered questions, and I don't know. It's just, even when it comes to coming to the rematch now, like the way Joshua's talking and everything, you think to yourself, and they're negotiating where to have the fight and all that stuff. You think to yourself, really, if you want your belts back, you would just say, look,
I'll fight you anyway.
Let's have it in the same venue, man. I don't care. You know?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Same venue.
100%. I don't see how you would have gone there anyway to make more money and then not go back there if the rematch is going to be bigger. Because at the end of the day, people weren't going to watch John Ruiz. They were going to see David Miller. Do you know what I mean? Tickets were already bought 2 weeks out. Fucked up.
Yeah, that's true.
So you were already making big money to go there, full stop. Why are you bringing it to England now because you lost? Or, well, Saudi Arabia, where no one gives a fuck. Yeah. It's a strange one.
Surely that fight was big in Vegas again. Big in Vegas.
Even moving it onto Vegas, yeah. You imagine, okay, what date December Vegas not gonna be the best, but you imagine
but it's gonna be indoors anyway, so if you're in Vegas.
Yeah, but the amount of people that would have gone.
People
they would have gone for the
Vegas,
parties.
Vegas,
yeah, I get that, but if it's sunny, like you look at May, the weather totally different.
Yeah.
You get a good night, good week out there. But
I got a theory on this. It's just literally come here now. I think the Saudi Arabia thing is terrible anyway. Should never be there. But do you think that the AJ fanboys that we actually now purged, do you think that Matchroom are fully aware that after spunking all that money to go to New York to see him the first time? Because listen, people spent big money. If you're going on a trip to New York, we're talking £1,000 plus here, whatever, right? And I'm not even talking about your nights out in New York, your party powder you're probably going to need if you're going to a Matchroom boxing
party
thing.
Fuel.
That's it. I'm talking like your bog standard flights, hotel, ticket. You're spending a lot of money, right? Do you think they thought, even if we put it back in Madison Square Garden, these guys, they're not going again? And I think a lot of people look at it and think there's a very good chance he gets beaten again. I'm not going to New York to see him get sparked out again.
Maybe.
And I'm not saying that Ruiz is a huge seller or not a big seller, but I think maybe the demand for tickets
would have gone down.
Would have been drastically reduced.
On the English side, I think. On the British side, I think
more people will go and see Ruiz now because he would have made himself a fan name.
The Mexicans will come out to see him.
But I just think, you just think, well, where can we make the absolute most out of this? Because the fans are not going to travel.
Yeah.
Like before, people were buzzing when they said they were going to New York.
Yeah.
Like as soon as tickets were out, they were like, "Yes, I'm on it."
Well, you think, right? They obviously we talk about they always had their plans of right. Okay, we fight Baby Miller. Shit, scrap that. We're fighting Ruiz. Okay, but after that, we could possibly fight Miller. Then move on to Wilder or Fury or down the line Dillian White. Where he's lost, he's thinking, shit. What's the best financial thing to do now? Are we going to make as much money in New York? Maybe, maybe not. Are we going to do it in England? No, because they've already put the case forward that they make more money going to America because they can charge $20,000 a seat. They can charge pay-per-view views for fun. Okay, Saudi Arabia, they're going to throw millions at this because they want to bring people to the country. They want, I don't know.
They want the event, basically.
They want the event. Yeah. They want to be back on the world map. That's my thing for Matchroom is they fucked up their whole cash flow for the next year and a half.
Yeah.
And the quickest way to do it was to do it. It was almost, I was expecting like some private yacht like the Fury Wilder.
This is the cheeky loan from the chairman sort of thing.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
right, do you know what? These guys are going to offer us some silly money. There's going to be nothing for the fans because the fans ain't going to travel to there. The ones that do, they ain't going to have a great time. Fuck it. We'll do it. We'll set it out with their own crowd. We'll earn shitloads of money and I won't have to do much because they'll put on their own stuff.
On a slightly connected I want to say tangent here. We had a question in from at Kobe_Vickers, and it's were AJ's comments about Lennox and Ahern master plan to stop people talking about the fight in Saudi Arabia?
It sort of diverts it a little bit, but
It does, but only for so long, I think. Because, what is it? I know we're a couple of months away from it. It might quieten down for the next month, but when people really it's the same as the B sample.
I was just gonna say,
It's the same
listen,
as the B
I said
sample.
this to you guys weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And I
Make
think I
it-
even laid it out. I was like, this is how it's gonna go. We're not gonna get this B sample. We're gonna get an announcement about the fight.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna get something happen with press conference, and then we're gonna get a venue, and then we're gonna get a date, and we're gonna get all these little bullshit bits
Until
that get everyone talking until the point where everyone goes B sample. Oh, don't worry about that.
yeah.
Dylan
Oh,
White's fighting at Christmas now.
It's been 6 months. Even if he did
It's
get
been
banned,
backdated,
banned,
and
it's
he's
been 6
fighting.
months,
He's
and
fighting Miller at
yeah.
Christmas.
exactly.
Yeah. It'd be something stupid like that. Yeah. So. Yeah, probably is. Probably they're part of their little.
Listen,
grand
it was a
plan of doing
Sky interview as well. This is
Yeah.
all so. Kobe's spot on here.
Choreographed
This
it,
is
though.
all so scripted.
Mm.
In fact, you watch AJ say these things, and it's like even when the heat was getting a bit much on that.
She didn't. Also, the thing that got me as well is she didn't like that. Would be quite. If she's a boxing journalist, she's clued up on her boxing.
Apparently so.
But-
If you say so.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. She would have been given a fact sheet or whatever. You know, these are the questions you're asking. She was pretty much like, as soon as he said, "Nah, Lennox is a clown," it wasn't like it was new news to her. Do you know what I mean?
There's
It
no
was-
reaction. There was no
there
major
was, like-
reaction. Yeah.
It wasn't like, really?
What?
Like, really? What? Like
Lennox
everyone
Lewis.
else, everyone else, like you can imagine him saying that to a Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson would be like, "Huh? Like what?"
Yeah.
Johnny would cover the mic. Are you sure you want to say that?
Yeah, like, yeah.
You sure? It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll back you, but I just need to know what we're
It's
doing
like,
here.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like I said, the whole thing, it stunk of a script to me, and the fact that he keeps doubling down now and he keeps adding new bits to it, and it's like even today, it just all of it just seems so bullshit. That whole punch from the gods thing, and Sky are releasing this bit by bit.
Mm.
Like the whole interview's been out, but they just keep finding these little excerpts,
Yeah.
extra bits that have
What's-
been said.
What's relevant today? Bang.
But it's not even about what's relevant. It's about what's a diversion today. What can we not?
Yeah.
What can we not be talking about?
True.
Like, I still don't feel that fight will end up in Saudi Arabia.
You're still not.
No. But I mean, taking away all of the disgusting, horrible things about like the human rights and the money in that country, where it all comes from and everything. If it does happen there, it's probably a business master plan because they'll get shitloads of money. Saudi Arabia's only 3 hours ahead of us here.
Be prime time for us to watch.
So yeah, and they'll start it late, like they do with the football. Is it like when you went to the Champions League in Russia, Dwight?
Yeah.
They kicked off at like midnight there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's late.
but it was bang on time for Europe, so that's it's fine for it.
Yeah.
And it will be the same for that if they do end up fighting there.
It'll be a 1 o'clock in the morning fight for them.
Yeah, but we'll
10
be
o'clock
we'll be
for us.
sitting in watching Hindu's Ring Walk at 10 o'clock, singing Sweet Caroline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, Reba.
Yeah.
It'll have subtitles, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But right, listen,
And
we could,
Buffer.
you could. He doesn't exist anymore. He was purged
True,
last week.
true, yeah. I hope
It's going to be terrible in Saudi Arabia. There's going to be
I
no
hope it's-
AJ fans, no Michael Buffer.
it'll be the mad fucking fella they had for Khan.
Are you ready?
Go! Fight fans! Everyone's just like looking around like, what fight fans? Who?
As long as he does Baby Shark again, I don't care.
Do.
I'm all about that. Like. But you know what? We need to get him to do a Dylan White fight, and then we can have the doo-dum,
Yeah.
Baby Shark doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-dum. And then he
And
can
then
do
the
his
howl.
wolf howl.
Yeah. A shark and a wolf. Okay.
Like the beginning of a joke.
Yeah.
Shark and a wolf walk into a boxing ring. Yeah.
Oh! Doo-dum. Oh! Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, anyway, there's no need to talk about Dylan White for the time being.
Who?
What will be, eh?
Wee, I like it.
Behave.
Oh, Bumblebee.
Eyes are on him and like, oh my.
Don't put me on the spot like that. Nah. Right. Big fight approaching this weekend.
Mm.
Big fight.
One we didn't think would happen.
I'm going to say, I
still
still
ain't
don't think they're going to get in the ring.
He ain't got his clothes.
He got to the, like, obviously we're
Got
talking
there.
right. Well,
He ain't got the clothes.
for anyone who is listening, we are talking about Yarde Kovalev because we just kind of jumped into it without even saying
true.
it. Anthony Yarde arrived in Russia today.
I can't
Was
say
it today? Or was it yesterday? It was today, wasn't it?
Today. Yeah.
And they've lost his bags at the airport. Oh, that's a shock, isn't it?
Yeah. That old chestnut.
Yeah.
Is that, they were like, what, you know, have you got the amenities to get through the night? And he was like, no, not really. You're telling me you're on a 12-week boxing camp and you can't make it through the night on the clothes you're wearing. Behave yourself.
Like, I don't. I know the time difference is not massive, right? But doesn't it seem very close to be travelling?
Like a week.
It's not even. The fight is on Saturday, so we're talking Tuesday.
Fight week, yeah.
Yeah.
Like their first face-to-face is tomorrow.
I know, it's just all so condensed.
Yeah.
They've left it late, man.
But
again, you think that was the idea, to spend the least amount of time in Russia as possible.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the beneficial part, but
it is kind of fine. Kind of fine.
Yeah, it's not the worst flight, and like you said, they're only.
It can be. Russia can be a bad flight.
Dwight's the man with experience on this.
Fucking
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, but do you think they'd have gone private?
No.
As a world title fight?
No.
Easy jet it over there, lads. What's all on me, says Warren. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, to be honest, private jets wouldn't have lost your baggage, would they?
I'd be fucking terrified. Yeah, they wouldn't. I'd be terrified taking a private jet to Russia anyway.
Terrible private jet. If
Who's the pilot on this one?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
So, Igor Kolarov. Who's Kolarov? Kolarov ain't even.
No, I think you've just done a racial
That's
slur
the left.
again.
That's the left. No, it's the left back.
It's definitely a racial slur. You just
City.
lump
Stop
in
it.
everybody from like the Eastern Bloc together.
exactly. They're all the same, aren't they?
Man City left back.
Yeah, we know that, but that's not who. Never mind. We're not going to get into this with you again, David. Racism is not okay at any point.
Jog it on.
Listen, I'll release the tapes, Dave.
Kick it out.
Beat it out of boxing.
I'll release the tapes. Me and Paulie have got it sorted. I'll release your tapes.
What tapes?
He's laughing because he knows. He knows.
Stop.
Right, anyway, yeah, I don't think they're going to get in the ring, so I'm not even going to make a prediction, so I'll let you guys crack on.
Mate, I've heard so many different things, like people saying Yarde to stop him late.
What the fuck?
This is going to points, and if it goes to points, I got a feeling Kolarov just wins it like unanimously.
Kolarov's not fighting.
Kovalev, bro.
Oh fuck's sake! That left back, if he gets in, he'd probably do.
Yarde is definitely going to stop Kolarov, yeah.
Left foot to the chin. Have that. Yeah, Kovalev.
I feel like how you guys feel when Chris Eubank fights Chris Eubank Jr. Because I'm sitting there going, what have you got to base anything on that Yarde is even going to make it to the end of this fight?
Yeah.
Kovalev's going to win, mate, by stoppage, man.
And that burns me because I like Yarde, and I the more I've remembered about you've got me doing it now about Kovalev today, the more I realise I really don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a nice guy. I think he's a piece of shit, to be honest with you. And I did used to really like his style, like the way because he was just banging people out. That's like we said, that's what we want to see. But I think he's a fucking scumbag. He's done some horrible shit. But yeah, it burns me that I'm looking at it now and I'm going, what has anybody got to base anything on that Yarde stops him?
Yeah.
And this is coming from
I can't say no. I genuinely.
I'm
can't
going to call myself a begrudging fan of Yarde now. I'm a fan now because I've been a fan since the beginning.
Yeah.
Because there's been nothing to add to the fandom that's made me think, this is
one of those
the
step
guy.
ups, isn't it? Yeah. One of those step ups, like those challenging fights, and it's almost like he's bypassed it. It's like, okay, you're going up levels, cool. There's your world title fight. It literally wasn't anything else. It was like rough guy that you could just beat up, rough guy that you could beat up, crap guy that you could beat up, crap guy that you could beat up, world title fight.
Do you feel like
there was no like challenging? You know, you have to beat a top 10 fella.
I feel like this is almost like a bit of a B-Tech Anthony Joshua situation. He's kind of just followed that kind of, like you were saying earlier on, you plotted the route.
Yeah. But his route somehow not had it. Like,
When he did Joshua, and not to go back to him again, apart from the Dylan White fight, there was nothing really. And
true, and
that was
But
it.
at least he had that. At least Joshua had that domestic like sort of
Dust up.
to.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? That sort
We
of
didn't get
capture
that.
the imagination sort of fight.
Yeah,
like,
so that's
do
what
you
I'm
know
saying. This is it.
And to be honest,
Yarde doesn't have that.
Yarde has got a few people he could go in.
The rivals were there.
Just UK level.
Yeah,
Like,
of
they've
course.
been very good fights, or at least.
Do you think more of those fights? Do you think those fights would happen if Yarde was on with Sky or with Matchroom?
I think we'd just see exactly
I
the
don't
same
know.
situation as we'd seen with Joshua.
Well, Baratsi?
That wouldn't happen. I don't think
No way.
there's no way that they
He
would.
wouldn't have put two, like, he wouldn't.
But
They
I
wouldn't
think-
have done a Dubois Gorman thing.
I think they would have had the like
Only
Buglioni. The
Warren
Buglioni
don't-
fight would have
sorry,
happened.
Harren don't do that, yeah.
I think the Buglioni fight would have
Buglioni
happened.
would have fight-
I think there would be more. I think yeah.
Burn.
I think those fights would have happened.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Unfortunately for Yarde,
I think they both would have fought them two.
I
If that
think
makes sense.
unfortunately for
And
Yarde
then
that
then just
different
wild
networks,
branch, yeah.
different networks
Mm.
hasn't really. Well, it's worked out for him because he's got the world title shot, but like as in
shot.
for his career, yeah, that's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah. No. It's
World
just-
title fight, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it hasn't really worked out in terms of, the fights and the caliber of fighters he's faced.
Mm.
He hasn't had that like domestic dust up of that. It's got everyone excited about it.
Mm.
And I think his fan base would have grown.
I think that's the other thing
A
as
lot
well.
more.
Like, Yarde's one of their pin-up boys. Yeah.
He is, yeah.
I don't have the hype around him. Like, don't get me wrong. I like him. I like the style he has. I want to see more. But I kind of put that towards the fighters he's against. But when we went to the Copper Box, and that had some really good fights on. It had Selby. It had him. It had Dubois.
To go.
And De Gale, and it didn't feel like, this guy's the big, like this guy's the hype. Everyone's here to see this guy. It really didn't. It was almost like a small hall, like scenario where it was waves.
Mm.
You saw a lot of people here, then they all went off. Then they saw a lot of people here, like with each fight, and it kind of annoys me that he has gone under the radar so much, because I haven't seen much build on the TV.
Yeah.
Considering this is a world title fight and it is your poster boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just, I think for me, Yarde should be put up there not on a pedestal, but you need to be hyping this guy up. You need to be building him a massive fan base. He's gonna be a world champion, and people ain't gonna fill the Copper Box for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna put him in. Let's say he wins, right?
Yeah.
His next fight is against whoever it is. I wouldn't expect it to be at the O2 at the moment, because I don't think he's got. I genuinely don't think he has the fan base.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people talk more about his style than they actually do about liking him,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bit of a shame, because I kind of appreciate his style because it's different.
But that's the frustrating thing, though. He hasn't been in those
He hasn't been
fights.
able to-
He has had no opportunity to show you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
it.
the times when we see him fight, it's never even like you see him bang out these guys anymore.
No, it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying watching him fight, because you
He's better
generally think
he's better than
he
these
should have
guys.
taken this guy out 3 rounds ago.
Exactly.
And I don't know what your game plan is to get the rounds in, to do this, to do that, but
Sometimes
The whole time you're getting hit.
like, why am I still watching this?
yeah, it's sort of, you've got the power. We've seen you when you do not hit people flush, they go down.
Mm.
You've got the style that some people will like, some people will hate, but they'll both talk about it. You either like it or it's very Marmite, and you have a trainer that's very mouthy. So you've got all the little things that piece together
Packages there.
what should make you likable, and that you should have a decent fan base.
Packages there.
But-
In BT of Frank Warren and BT have sold it.
Yes, it's a peculiar one, but we are going to wrap up the first part of this week's pod,
Cool, man.
and we will come back on the other side with. I think we should just do predictions on this. Seeing as this is our season finale show,
Prediction.
I'm saying it like we're a long running thing, like season 5.
We are at 112.
I don't know. We'll be back on the other side, and we will give our predictions. See you then.